We took him to the movies for 3 hours, and then we went to get ice cream. When the fuck did we get ice cream?
Oh man, let me ask you guys a question. So, of these movies that we've been watching, of the Christmas films, welcome to another episode of Nostalgia Land. Thanks for joining us. Of them, has there been other ones that you would say, okay, that is a must in our house. We have to watch that one.
Christmas Story.
Yeah, I mean, but that's just because it's like on for 24 hours.
Yeah, TNT and TBS hook you up on Christmas Eve for 24 hours.
They kind of just shove it down your throat at that
awesome.
point. You're going to watch this.
You're going to watch this
You're
movie.
going to sit here and, as a family.
Our sister-in-law hates it.
Really?
She doesn't like it.
Oh, okay.
Not a fan.
My wife doesn't like it very much
I
either.
get it. It's a different movie. It's
a
like
very particular group.
it's kind
I'm
of
trying to
gritty
think.
and
There's one that
weird.
I really like. We already talked about Home Alone. That's one that I watch probably every year. When I was in college, it was National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Because my roommate
Never
Andrew,
seen it all the way through.
oh my God, my roommate Andrew was like, hey, we're watching this at least. Like, we would be like waiting to go out to the bar. And we'd be like, where's Andrew? And he'd be like in the recliner drinking. Like, what are you doing? But Christmas Vacation's on.
Time's out.
I can't. I'm not leaving
Time's
until
Yeah.
I see him.
Not leaving until Clark. Are you serious? At our
Shitter's full.
Shitter's full was one, but the whenever we'd come out of the bathroom, we'd be like, "Hey, guess what? Shitter's full." But the best one is he would look at people like we'd be playing like basketball in the gym on like a Tuesday night, and they'd be like, "Foul," and he'd turn to them and he'd go, "You serious, Clark?"
You serious, Clark?
When they're at the dinner table, and the uncle's like, "Hey, kids." Or Chevy Chase's character's like, "Hey kids, Santa Claus spotted over Chicago a couple hours ago." And he turns to him and he goes, "Are you serious, Clark?"
I think I love the one where she's like, "Would you mind saying the prayer to the old lady?" She goes, "I pledge allegiance to the flag," and they immediately go from like this to like. Okay. Yeah. And then I think what's his name stands up.
Yeah, he stands
Eddie
up.
stands up.
Yeah,
and he,
Uncle
like,
Eddie stands up and salutes. Yeah,
that's a great one.
Was that Randy Quaid?
Randy?
Yeah, it's Randy
And now
Quaid.
he's a crazy person.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
we still have Dennis.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we still. That's if you want to say those two are brothers, dude. Like Dennis Quaid to Randy Quaid. Like that's.
Yeah, you have the
bizarre.
rookie and then
Yeah.
the crazy guy at Independence Day that goes, "Hey boys."
Yeah, that just
Yeah.
never stopped being that crazy person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He wasn't playing a role.
yeah, that's it. Like it's you. What is it? Life imitates art.
Yes.
His real life is starting to imitate his art.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah. Well, I think there was like some movie that not Randy was in. The other Quaid. Dennis was in. And he like took his shirt off at one point or something. And
Sexy.
I was like, good Lord, that is not the same Quaid family. Like, no way the genetics made made the cousin Eddie genetics.
Some of the facial
And
structure
made the other
is
one
the same.
the inner button
I think
on that.
I think Randy Quaid, and Randy Newman.
Yeah.
We're related.
Randy, somebody did. No, that drew me nuts a little bit.
Dennis Quaid looks like he's related to Randy Savage.
Oh my god.
Pre or post steroids?
Pre.
Okay.
Okay, that's believable.
Cheetos, crunchy or puffed.
Oh man. Well, the other one in our house, yeah, Christmas Story. That's definitely a hit. But I got to say, it is this movie. It is this movie and Muppets Christmas Carol. And so when
We'll get there one day.
we will one day. I want to savor it. I want to hold back.
It's one of those
Hold back.
movies that we got to wait till we really hit our stride.
We gotta wait till the fans donate enough money that Matt can dress up as his favorite Muppet.
Oh man.
to do
If he
the
gets an outfit, we're doing it tomorrow.
Sit here as I can paint my body green and just sit here and read the Constitution.
I'd be Rizzo. Hurry, Rizzo! I'm going as fast as I can.
I love it when he's like, light the lamp, not the rat. Light the lamp. Okay, yeah. There's so much about that movie that I love. But yeah, the Santa Claus. Today we are talking about, what is this, 94? Man, what a year for 94.
96.
Oh, this was 94, dude.
Was it 94? I thought it was 96.
Googles it.
I might be thinking of Santa Claus 2.
Yeah.
I think it was even longer than 96 for Santa Claus 2.
You're probably right.
I think it was like
Dude, this movie
2000?
traumatized Tim Allen.
Oh, it did?
Why?
Yeah,
Why?
the suit, the process, the whole thing for
that's right.
becoming Santa was
94.
very hard on him.
Yeah. It was 94, though.
And they filmed, like, when they were filming and he's in the fat suit,
Okay.
it's super hot and he's inside this suit and it's even hotter.
Oh.
And he would like lose his mind and start cursing and yelling, forgetting that there was children around.
Whoop.
All our feeds just okay. Now they're back. That was weird.
Welcome back.
Hey, yeah. Hi. They all went
To Problems with Troy.
green. Yeah.
Nice.
Welcome back to Problems with Everything.
Check it out on our store. We have our brand new Nostalgia Land T-shirt.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's Welcome Back to Problems with Troy. It's fantastic. You guys need to go check it out. Maybe buy one for the holidays or for Flag Day, whatever it is.
I used to watch this movie in school a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like they put this movie on in
It's a
school.
good movie for
It's
that.
a good movie for
This
the
and
kids.
the Grinch, not like the Jim Carrey one, like the old animated one.
Also a great movie.
Yeah. Like the old, from the
Apparently-
60s.
Apparently that new one from like 2020 whatever.
Yeah.
Like 2019.
Yeah, we saw it. Grinch. It's just called Grinch.
Yeah, apparently it's like the #1 grossing Christmas movie of all time.
What?
What?
I think.
That's
You should
sad.
Google
No,
that.
we need to Google that. Like #1 grossing Christmas movie because that makes me really sad if that's one. 'Cause it's okay. It's just I wouldn't say like, oh, this is a holiday classic or
No.
anything like
Home
that.
Alone.
And I know it will be. For,
Home Alone was the #1 grossing comedy until the Netflix movie that came out. What was it called?
Home Alone 4.
Everything Everywhere All at Once. Is that a comedy?
Oh, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Yeah, it's like a drama comedy.
That-
Home
Behind.
Alone's #2. Behind what?
Behind the Grinch.
No.
2018's The Grinch. $526,000 to Home Alone's, or I'm sorry, $526 million to Home Alone's $476 million.
Dude, who saw that movie?
What?
Who's
Bunch
in
of
that
kids.
movie?
Bunch of kids.
It's Benedict Cumberbatch, and he does the weirdest voice. Like it's not Benedict Cumberbatch. Like I feel like they
Have you
hired
seen
him.
it's not Benedict Cumberbatch.
It's not Benedict.
Have you seen the
Benedict.
Between Two Ferns with Zach
him?
Galifianakis, where it's like the outtakes?
Yeah.
And he says, if you didn't have that accent, do you think people would still believe that you're a good actor?
And I have to agree with him. I don't think. And I love him. I really do. I've enjoyed him in so many
so
movies.
funny.
Nothing about that Between Two Ferns appeals to me except
The
for
outtakes?
the outtakes.
Yes, those outtakes are amazing.
They're so good.
The funny part about the top 5 grossing Christmas movies of all time, 4 of the top 5 is the same movie.
Home Alone.
Home Alone is 2 of them, and The Grinch is on there twice. How the Grinch Stole Christmas with
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey is 5. Home Alone is 2 and 3. The Grinch is 1, and then Alvin and the Chipmunks is number 3.
Okay.
Wait, which Alvin in the Chipmunks?
2007, the remake with the guy from My Name Is Earl.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's it. Alvin. He does a great. Yeah, he does a great version of that.
He does a great
It's
Earl.
funny, yeah. He does a great Earl. Yeah, that was his height. That
Sounds
was
like
his,
he should go to prison.
his beak. Yeah.
This movie comes in at number 11, right behind The Holiday and Elf,
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
and
Well-
above Daddy's Home 2.
Daddy's Home too.
What?
What? Who's
what now?
making these lists?
Wikipedia.
They're not checking them twice.
No. They're throwing them out the window.
Daddy's Home 2 is that movie with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. There's actually, that's funny. It's a little side quest there. Hold on. Let me hit that.
Let me hit that.
There's the new Wahlberg movie coming out, and what's funny about it to me is he does this thing where like he's like I'm a secret agent. Yeah, I was that, and now I'm a family man. That's my whole thing. And like the wife is like, you broke our minivan. I love that minivan. And he's like, and Mark Wahlberg, he says in the most deadpan line, and they keep playing it on the radio as the advertisement. Where he's like, I love that van. Like, but I did that too well. Hold on, no, I did that because he's like, I love that van. Like, it's so flat.
There's
Like
nothing
it, has,
to
like,
it.
it doesn't
There's
have enough
nothing
like
to it.
it
Yeah.
doesn't have enough like Northeast in it.
Like he didn't like that
love
van
that
at all.
van.
Yeah, no, he's like, I love that van, and you're just okay, cool, like acting, like
It's like he fell down a flight of stairs
He's
during the
doing the-
actual take, and they had to dub it over. He's
doing
doing
the
I love that van.
He's doing the Nick Cage, or now he's just phoning him in. He needs
yeah,
the money.
that's it. Yeah, I think
It's done.
It's just because like it's like Nick Cage is Nick Cage in every movie,
Yeah.
right? And so Mark Wahlberg is Mark Wahlberg in every
Well,
movie.
it's some
I
movie
mean,
like
yeah.
Nick Cage leaving Las Vegas. Like, I mean, Raising
Sure.
Arizona. He's really nailing it. And then like later on in his career, he's like sword fighting in a suit of armor, and
He's
he
Ghost Rider.
He just
Yeah.
came in from having a sandwich, and you can
God.
tell. Yeah, he's Ghost Rider. he's just like, I don't care.
Was this movie in So Tim Allen, let's getting back to what we're talking about.
Yes.
I'm trying to think about. Tim Allen. Tim Allen is the man's man.
Is that Home
He
Improvement?
is the male's.
This was height of Home Improvement.
You want to
Yeah.
talk about the guy who plays the same character and everything?
Yeah.
Tim Allen just plays Tim Allen.
It's Tim Allen.
plays a man.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Last
that's the
Man
point I'm trying to
Standing,
get to.
same
Yes.
dude as
Yeah.
the guy in
Yes.
Home Alone. They even make a joke about
Home
that
Improvement.
in Home
No.
Improvement, where he meets his character from Home Improvement
Oh
In
yeah,
Last
he
Man
does.
Standing?
in Last Man Standing,
Okay.
That's fine.
and they're like,
This in the Santa Claus, they throw a reference to Home Improvement
Quite a bit,
when they go
actually.
to the
Santa's
North
workshop?
Pole, and
Yeah.
he picks up the
tool belt?
the tool belt, and he puts it on, and he kind of looks around, and he just like sets it
the only
down.
thing that would have been better if it said Binford Tools.
Yeah, oh, that'd
Is
been
it,
good.
is it Binford?
Binford,
yeah,
was
Binford
the
Tools,
tool
good
company
reference.
in Home Improvement.
Yeah, man, I love that show. It's so funny, but then you watch it now, and there's some episodes where you're like, oof, this hasn't aged.
I think the only character he
Well-
doesn't play that's like the man's man is Buzz Lightyear, and even then,
That's the
he's
man's
kind of
man.
the man's man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
he's super stupid.
you know what? We need
Super.
Just
You
like
are a
every man.
sad,
He's an
strange
everyman.
little man,
He's an everyman.
and you have my pity.
Do you know the
Was
history
it
behind
fly?
him doing? Did you look that up? Did you see the history behind him doing that the whole grunting
I don't
thing?
think
Yeah, he talks about it in a stand-up.
Yeah, so he did it. He was doing his first like gig, and it was for a bunch of gentlemen's club, and they're all eating steak and talking business, doing that thing. So he's trying to tell his jokes, no one's listening, and so finally he just started going back to them like like that, and literally like all the old men are.
That's where he got the.
And he's like, and I made a career out of that.
Was that before or after he got arrested in
Oh,
Detroit
man,
for
I don't
like
know.
stealing cars
Certainly,
or cocaine?
when
Or,
Motown started.
Well, let's get to that.
It's also got the
So
highest murder rate in the country.
I was thinking of this, and I was like, what is the premise of these movies? We watched several where it's just like the dad's lying, and it's just like
he's just a terrible.
Yeah.
They're just terrible fathers.
I
It's like the
Yeah,
the
yeah.
through line.
This
to,
one just works too much. And he works for a toy company, which is pretty weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he's still a terrible dad.
Still-
like his
still up there.
son would rather hang out with
Neil?
Judd. What is his name?
Oh,
What's the guy's name?
In the
actual
movie, his
actor?
name
Judge
is Neil.
Reinhold.
Judge Reinhold. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
Neil.
Yeah.
I was
Neil
like,
in the movie,
rather
his name's
hang out with Neil than
Yeah.
his father.
Yeah. Then actually his dad. Well, I just thought of like as a PSA, like, are you a terrible dad? do you lie to your ex constantly about
Disney
where
will
you
put you in
are?
a movie.
Yeah. Do you underestimate how long it takes to cook a turkey?
Well,
We got a place
Can't
for you
follow
then.
a recipe.
Denny's.
Yeah, because the other terrible dad is in there too. Or
No,
not
there's like
terrible
3 of
dad.
them, 4 of them.
Yeah, but
They
the
all
ones who
burn.
can't cook, and they're all sitting there like,
Burn hands.
She's like, "Are you with the Tokagama party?"
Yeah.
No. Dad burned the turkey right this way.
Right this way. We got your whole section.
There's like a
Back
big
in day.
sign above it that says "Dad burned the turkey."
there's
Oh
already
my
silver
gosh.
dollar pancakes on the table.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, no,
but-
they're out. They're out of everything.
They're out, yeah. No, we're out of that. Oh, ooh, some good eggnog. It would have been
We weren't out.
if we didn't have it. And
At least we get some hot apple pie.
man, the
We're out
details.
of that too.
Yeah.
Of course you are.
I said I'm going to IHOP. I think that's the only other place. No, hold on. There's a story behind that
Our
look.
family does not have the best luck with
man.
IHOPs.
Please.
We were younger.
Elaborate.
We were going to one in Georgia. We were on vacation. Trey was little then.
I was
Yeah.
probably like 8.
Okay.
Maybe even no. You were younger because mom still had to cut up your like pancakes and
So I was
stuff
probably
for
like-
you.
So it's probably like
Old
12.
enough that he
No.
remembers.
17. I was 35.
Old enough that he remembers.
So we had to wait forever for the food to come, and we are very patient people in restaurants. Like you know, I work in the restaurant industry. I get it.
Right.
You're busy. Like we're cool.
As long
we're
as you give me
chill.
something to drink every now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And finally the food comes, and it's just Trey's.
It was
And he
the-
got chocolate chip pancakes.
with the smiley face on it.
And my mom starts cutting them, and when she lifts it up, there's soap on the plate.
No.
Yeah. Oh. And it looked like Dawn dish soap. And
Oh, good.
She just like sets the fork and knife down. We all kind of look around. My dad's like, "Let's go." We all stand up and we start leaving. And then
There's
In the-
6 of you.
In the distant future.
yeah,
In the not so recent past.
We went to the one down here. We my family typically goes to dinner together on Saturday nights, as long whoever can go.
Yeah.
And the IHOP hadn't been open very long, like maybe few months.
The one
at
on
that time.
Pinecrest, like
Yeah, the
101,
one.
yeah.
Yeah. And
US
so we
one.
go over there. We go in. They tell us, "Hey, sit anywhere." There's literally one other table in the whole place.
Okay.
And there's
With like 2 people at it.
Yeah, and there's people working, moving around.
Right.
We sit for about 15, 20 minutes. Nobody even comes to the table. My dad looks around and says, "Let's go." We get up, we walk out.
Go.
We get like across the parking lot to the car, and the manager's there.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the problem? Nothing. We were trying to eat, but nobody wanted us to eat.
You have food here?
So we're going to go somewhere where they actually want to serve us. We'll see you later.
We're out of everything.
Did you guys burn a turkey?
We got milk, dude. Just regular milk.
Well, my dad's biggest thing this year is he's like upset because we always go to the same Fridays on Christmas Eve because it's on the way home from church. And that Fridays doesn't exist anymore.
Friday's not there
And
anymore.
he's threatening to like go to Denny's, and my mom's like freaking out because she doesn't want to eat Denny's.
Well, the funny part is he's not threatening.
Nothing
He's serious.
against
He wants to
Denny's.
go
Like,
to
I'll
Denny's.
eat at Denny's.
I'll
I'm
eat
good.
at Denny's.
It's- He's like, it's right there where the Fridays used to be. Denny's right there. And I'm like, yeah, we could go to the IHOP. And he just looked at me and kind of smiled.
We're
And
a,
I was
Denny,
like,
we're, a
"All
Den-
right."
we're a Denny's family.
That's right. There was one summer that my
Moves
friends
over
and I,
Miami.
we went to Denny's that is gone now off 104th.
Yeah.
Every night for like 14 days in a row.
Okay.
It's too much
After
Denny's.
2 a.m.
14
Sorry,
days
Denny's,
in a
but that's
row?
too much Denny's.
Yeah.
How much toilet
We
paper
were
do
like
you guys run
good.
through?
We were like good,
had a
clean
bidet.
kids, hanging out. We were
out of a day. Sorry.
I don't know if we always ate that much. It was like, well, let's go get ice cream or something at
They
Denny's.
have the one on Florida State's campus that I ate at a few times.
Yeah.
Right there, like when you're walking away from the Union,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
it's like right. It's after a building called HCB, which is like it stands for Huge Classroom Building. It's
Yeah,
like
it's
the
real
most
clever.
original name ever.
Are you serious? That's really just what it's
The
called.
classrooms were tiny.
It's a
They're really small.
it's a playoff.
That's why we
word.
didn't make the college football playoff.
That'd be great. That would be
You're
great. if they
dating the
did that,
episode
yeah.
again.
What are you talking about?
Oh, that's still tender. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up. It still hurts.
Yeah, it still hurts.
I'm sorry.
All right, back to the
Speaking
Santa
of
Claus.
speaking of
So
hurting,
Santa Claus. Yeah.
this whole
Who's
movie
hurting?
gets started because he goes outside and startles Santa Claus on his roof. And Santa falls off and dies.
Yeah. You know the craziest part was in the original script, he goes outside and shoots Santa.
Well,
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
granted, a
And
little
Disney
dark.
was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And he's like, why?
Okay.
It's hysterical.
Yeah. It's a little dark for a kids movie, but it's more believable that he would be dead.
Yeah.
I work in the medical field. He fell like maybe 5 feet off that roof because that roof is slanted.
Yeah,
It's
but
slanted.
it's still a 2-story house.
And then
so
he
he
hits
falls
snow.
at least 20 feet.
But he hits snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if he
He's-
falls on his head.
Nah. What if there was like
Well,
one of those?
If you hear the like, they take a water bottle in the
Yeah.
background, like
Crunch.
What if there was one of those
Pasta.
those like border, like those stone borders people put around like their
Sure.
stuff.
Oh, like the
one of
planner
none of this
thing?
Yeah,
happened.
the planners. Yeah, but
Again,
still, in reality,
I'm looking at the crime scene here. None of this is the case.
so a 90-something-year-old man falls off a roof 5
Yeah.
feet. You're like, you'd
Yeah,
be
dude.
all right.
Heart attack.
You'd think,
Not only-
okay.
I'm thinking heart
Not
attack.
only that,
got
but he's
him.
like 300 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm thinking heart attack.
You fall 5 feet at 300 pounds. Trust me.
That
It
hurts.
got a lot of cushion.
Up here.
got a
Right
lot.
here, bud.
Not on
Right
the
here.
back.
Yeah, but the
No.
vital things are protected.
That's what I'm saying. It's all that weight coming down on those vital things.
Oh my god.
Trust
So
me.
I'm thinking
I know.
heart
Yeah.
attack.
So that brings me to a great point, and maybe even this would be a good time to introduce our special guest. He's been waiting patiently in the wings. I think he's been able to see us this whole time. We are introducing.
This is Chuck Vagoochi here.
Chuck Vagoochi in Northern Illinois.
I just want to say hi from Willamette, Illinois. And Cubby suck, go Sox. So,
Oh, that's the south side of Illinois.
I can't tell you how much I relate to this movie. I had a neighbor the other day on my roof trying to hang up lights. Okay, so he was stomping around up there for hours.
Big boot
so
kind
I
of guy.
get up there and I hear him, and I go outside with my 30-06, right? You know, it's deer season, right? So I'm trying to put something down, put something in the freezer, and I go outside and I look up and I say, "Hey, Murray, you're not on the right roof," you know. And so he looked at me and he said, "Hey, get off my property," and I said the same thing to him. So listen. I just wanted to say this Santa Claus movie, I can't relate any more to it than what you guys are talking about.
So Vagooch, Chuck, let me be clear. So your position on this is nobody should get on my goddamn roof.
That's exactly right. That's exactly what I'm saying.
You shouldn't step foot on another man's roof.
No, you should absolutely not step foot on another man's roof, especially during this time of year, unless you want to get shot.
Fair enough.
Tyler, I figured out where your Arnold impression came from.
Hey, $94.
$94 for pizza.
Oh my God! So Chucky, any advice there with if you got to get on somebody else's roof, how to stay safe with
if you got to get on somebody else's roof, put on some Carhartt. I'll tell you that much.
Okay, fair Carhartt.
Okay, first of all. Second of all, use more than a 10-foot ladder. Okay, because if you're going to use my gutter system to try and hold yourself up there, you're just asking for too much.
Yeah, fair.
Okay?
But so, do you stand with the original idea of the script that he should have come out and immediately, rather than yelling, "Hey you" or "Hey buddy" to Santa on the roof, he should have just shot him? Do you stand on?
Listen, I wouldn't have said a thing. I would have tried to got to a covered area, right, so I could set up my shot. Now, listen, if that guy's slipping on my roof, he should check the soles of his boots. Okay? If he's startled by me saying something like, "Hey, guy," and all of a sudden he's got rubber boots on, that's on him.
That's all. That is. You're right.
That's what he
That's all on
says.
him.
That's what he says when he gets back to the North Pole. He's like, "I got a lawyer."
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, hey, I've got an attorney as well. Probably not as good as my ex-wife. But it worked out okay.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
awesome.
Well, thank you for joining us, Vagooch. I appreciate.
I just want to say Merry Christmas to everybody out there and stay safe.
All right.
Slippery this time of year.
Merry Christmas, Vagooch. Thanks for joining us, buddy.
All right, you guys.
Go
Be
Bears.
safe out there.
Go Bears.
All right, but go Bears.
Bears.
Go Bears.
I love that guy. Do you need a moment?
Yeah, my head hurts.
I got a song here. I've been whittling this out, so give me a second. Listen, if you ever thought this song got stuck in your head during the holidays, there's a remix to it. Here it goes.
Apple bottom jeans.
Yes. Have you seen the video?
Shoddy at the old man club.
There's a video of these kids. I'll have to look for it. I have it saved somewhere. But it's these kids in like a high school talent show at Christmas time.
Yeah.
They're all wearing these like salmon suits and they're singing to that song. And
I don't
it's
know
like,
why this salmon
apple bottom
makes-
jeans. They're like
Oh,
doing
I
this like
have seen
dance,
that.
boots with the fur.
They're like
It's-
a
oh my
quartet
God, dude.
acapella group. Yeah.
And they're like, turn around and give that big booty a smack. It's really funny.
That's hilarious.
Oh, I need to see
that's
that
crazy.
one, man. That's great. No, I haven't looked that up. There's another. I think we're gonna do a live stream of it. I found Mr. Bean's Christmas special on YouTube, so I'm gonna live stream it to our
Maybe I
channels. Just
Mystery,
post it up.
Mystery Science Theater 3000.
There's some of those. Yeah, there's a good Christmas like Santa Claus one or something like that. He's gone, but
He's gone.
yeah, he's gone. But Gooch is gone. We have our setup here, and the computer went to sleep. I'm gonna change that. But I was like, he's gone. He's not
I
here
thought he
anymore.
popped back
He's all
in.
right. He might pop in anytime. From time to time, he likes the Vagooch. Like
I thought he was back. I didn't.
give his opinions on stuff.
No, but so the only reason he becomes Santa is because he like puts his pants on. Is that like
That's it.
possession's like 9/10 of the law?
Listen, he's
Yeah.
like, you kill. No, I feel like the part that what's his name? Bernard was saying. He was like, Bernard.
Real quick on Bernard. Does it bother anybody that there's a Jewish elf running around the North
It's the
Pole?
dude from Numbers. It's the dude from Numbers.
I love him as an actor. He does a great job as Bernard, but I mean, I thought like, wait a minute. Okay, we're moving on.
There's a
It makes him more impartial on the list.
There's a subcategory where he's in charge of Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah, by the way.
Yeah,
Everybody.
happy Hanukkah. Well, it'll be by the time this comes out, it'll be the 8th night. This will be the 8th night of Hanukkah. So happy Hanukkah.
Crazy.
Hanukkah Mar.
What is that? So, sorry, you were saying about Bernard. Oh, yeah. So, Bernard, I feel like the part where he's like, where he's like, you put on the suit, you become the big guy.
Yeah.
I feel like the line he left out is, you kill the last one, you put on the suit, you become the big guy.
Sure.
That's it. Because I think there's a detail in the movie that I didn't notice. I looked it up and I was like, oh, shit. Like, really? When he walks into Santa's room, there's pictures around the door
Of the previous
of
Santas?
the previous Santas.
Nice.
So they've done this. And I counted them.
They got a
6
murder
other
chain.
times.
Nice.
They got a murder chain.
It's like, okay, this guy, and then because you got to think about that. This one killed this one, killed this one, killed that one, killed this one.
And then Charlie, his name's Charlie, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Charlie's going to off his dad because at the end of the movie he says, I'm going into the family business.
Yeah, okay, you got to murder that Santa.
Is there like a?
His
Is there
dad's
like
going to
a?
sleep with the fishes.
Is there like a hand, is there like a hand down clause in that? Like, here you go, Charlie. Put on my pants.
yeah. It's like, Dad, keep your pants on.
No. Dad, it's Thanksgiving. Stop doing this. Meet
I
my
thought
wife.
it was cool how they did it where a lot of people were posting all over YouTube when you look up this movie about how there's the elves all throughout the whole movie.
Yes.
I picked it up when I was a little kid that like in the classroom.
Oh, really?
When
That's that second child
says-
syndrome chick.
I guess he says, my dad is Santa when they're doing the whole bring your father to work day or career day.
Yeah.
And the fireman talks about his burned up partner.
Third degree. Nothing more painful. Like third degree burns.
So sorry.
So sorry about your partner.
What is going on
Maybe
here?
let's bring up the psychiatrist.
Well, like all the kids laugh, and
Yeah.
the one kid is just sitting there, like staring straight ahead, and he has pointy ears. He's an elf
I
all through the movie.
didn't
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then at the end, when they fly away and all the people clap and everything,
Yeah.
a lot of the kids leave the crowd and walk away, and those are all elves. They all
Yeah, they're
have pointed
all
ears.
elves. Yeah. So you noticed it when you were a kid. You saw, hey,
Yeah.
that kid's ears are really
Why is
weird.
Why is the kid's ears like
What's
that?
wrong with him?
There's a bunch of Spocks in
I
this movie?
was super afraid of
Live long
getting.
and prosper, bro.
Yeah, I was super afraid of getting like cancer as a kid, and so I always was like, I was always
That was
trying
the
to
cancer you were
Yeah, I
gonna
was
get?
trying to figure out is that cancer? Is that some kind of cancer?
That doesn't happen.
I don't want that cancer.
I had a girlfriend.
You don't turn into Legolas.
that got her ears, the top of her
Clips?
ears pierced.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
yeah.
clips her ears like a Doberman full of.
Pretty one.
She was like,
You're
"Oh, it'd
very
be a
pretty."
great day in bad." But she ended up getting like an infection.
I know who you're
like
talking about.
almost like
No.
a cauliflower ear.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
you get like it, like
But
the
she-
skin grows over the
This
top.
huge like bulbous thing.
Oh.
And I was like, "Oh, that's not a good look."
You just
Must be an angry
She
elf.
ended up later in life having to see like a plastic surgeon get it removed and everything.
just take the whole ear off and start over because like that's just
I don't know
like
if they could do that.
you break that you break
What, do
that
they like
cartilage.
grow it on the back of a mouse?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Paul-
You've seen them do that. Like
Take
you
some
can't
of
get
Paul
it.
Feinbaum.
Well, I'm just like I was horrified. Wait, what?
he's a college football
College
analyst.
football analyst.
He's got ears like this big.
Oh God, really? Okay.
Yeah, as Trey likes to say, he could pick up
Sports.
satellite
Sorry.
radio.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He doesn't
how
actually
bro-
watch any
that's
of
how
the
he
games. He just
broadcasts-
hears
that's how he
them.
That's how he
Clemson scored. That's good. What's
That's how he
happening over here?
broadcasts his show. He just uses his ears.
You gotta,
wah, wah,
you gotta
wah,
adjust
wah,
him.
wah,
Like,
wah.
yeah, you gotta
If it gets
adjust him
fuzzy,
around the
like
stadium.
Paul, turn around.
Paul,
Thanks.
Paul, satellite's moved, buddy. You gotta look that way.
He's the old rabbit ears.
They put foil on one.
Yeah. We're not getting WB anymore, buddy. You got
We're trying to watch Santa Claus for the podcast. Paul.
Wait,
right, man.
wait, is this like Martin? Are you traveling time?
No, I just but all I know about that cauliflower ear stuff is that like you got to get it drained, and so I
Yeah.
imagine just somebody like, and then like it.
No, it's more like
yeah. Hold on a second.
more like an incision and then like a big zit.
And I've seen where they like take a syringe and like put it in there and then like pull.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
This is why I can't be a surgeon. This, I mean,
Dermatology. You don't have to be a surgeon to do that.
I don't want to be a part of any
You
of
could be
that.
a Trey.
really. I could be Trey.
A
Okay.
You can't do that. I'm not gonna.
I can stand there and hold things.
I'm not gonna.
Sorry, what do you need exactly?
Yeah.
There you go.
A cold spray and
Here,
light a
here you
can.
go.
I dropped it. We're gonna have to start again. It's dirty. Can't use that.
That's like the 5th time you've dropped the scalpel.
I'm bad at my job.
Shut up. Shut up. I'm not good with directions.
I'm just gonna put. Shut up. I'm just gonna Just gonna put some Dawn soap on it, and then we'll just cut over it.
That's how the gooch would do it.
The gooch, yeah, Vagoochi.
What are you doing? Shut up.
All right.
Are you on my roof again?
Get off that roof.
Yeah, so he goes to the North Pole,
yeah.
which like apparently is retractable.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
goes
North
to
Pole.
And that little elf
just,
has to
walks
come out and like
he's
rub
Yeah.
it.
What?
Yeah.
Got him.
When they land at the North Pole,
Yeah.
after they go to like the other 2 houses that needed presents that night.
Yeah, they hit like 4 houses.
It's like 6 a.m.
Dunzo.
No good kids.
That list was really naughty.
Everybody else was trying to make grapples.
Yes. They land and he's like, "What are we doing? You're gonna go home."
Yeah.
And the elf comes walking out and there's the rainbow red and white pole coming out of the ground.
Right.
And he says,
that big
Dad,
pole.
it's
What are you doing?
Yeah,
pole in the middle.
that big
Yeah,
pole.
we
coming
got
out of
that
the
one
ground. He's
right
gotta
there.
grab
It's
it.
right there.
Yeah. And
a two-hander.
and the elf comes out and kind of rubs it.
And then pulls.
Yeah, and he's like, "Ha."
And it's
Yeah,
like
he excites the North Pole, and now they're going
it's
down.
almost like when your garage door gets stuck and you
Oh, okay. You're talking about the actual pole of the
Yeah,
North
yeah, yeah.
Pole.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about like the whole
the
place. I
whole
was like,
workshop.
retractable.
No, that was already there.
okay.
Just the pole.
Just the just the tip of the pole.
Just the tip, yeah.
Just came out and he typed in. Did you catch it? 1239. And you know what that's a reference to?
No.
Rudolph.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, in December of 1939, that's when Rudolph
Okay.
was invented.
That doesn't spell Rudolph.
That doesn't do it.
Talking about.
Are you talking about like in text code, like when you
Yeah.
used to have to text with numbers?
I was like, that was like 1 is like nothing.
Yeah. 2 is ABC. 3 is DEF.
Wait, what do you mean Rudolph was invented?
That's
You
when it
mean,
came.
you mean when he took over the sleigh?
Yeah, when he was birthed.
Yeah, what are you talking
when
about?
when the
Invented.
story was
Story.
created.
This
Yes,
is the truth.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You're absolutely right.
Whoever invented
yeah.
weather.
Absolutely right. Yeah.
It's weird how
Rudolph came into
in
his
this
own.
universe they don't believe in Santa Claus,
Yeah.
yet every Christmas morning just presents appear.
Yeah, like parents are like, "Oh, you
Okay.
got him that?"
You know what I?
Yeah.
You know what I?
A fucking canoe appears, and they're like,
Where did you get that?
they're like, "You bought a canoe? No, I thought you did. Who broke into our house and gave us a canoe?"
Arnold's in the window.
Hello.
I couldn't find Turbo Man.
$94.
Just calling the police. Someone broke into our house and left us a gift. What was it? A canoe.
All right, we're coming over.
Yeah,
It's a
hold on.
mattress.
We got to see how we got that.
Gotta
in.
have them arrested.
It's his character from Jingle All the Way, just leaving mattresses.
You're my best customer. You're my number one customer.
Nothing says I love you like a mattress on a roof. Just throw that thing up there.
See, if Santa had that, Scott Calvin would not.
He would have been fine. Yeah, Scott Calvin would have been around. No, but I loved in this movie, watching it now as a kid and now as an adult, how much my kids love it and how it explains so much things about how Santa works, because I think it's hilarious like that. Okay, the bag is infinite and it doesn't all have all the gifts. It's the gifts that are needed for that house.
Yeah.
And then they explain fireplaces, because that's been a big debate in our house. And then we rewatched this movie, and my kid, I guess we didn't watch it last year. I don't know why that didn't happen. But my kid saw it and was like, "Oh, like that's how," because we don't have a fireplace in our apartment.
through
He's
the
like,
window.
"That's how it's gonna." Yeah, he could easily come through the sliding glass door.
Jumps out of the pool.
He's gonna go in and come through the magic chimney.
Or I could just.
Yeah. It's not locked. I don't know if you ever find out where I'm living, but it's not locked. Come on in. Drop off a canoe while you're at it. I'll take it.
Don't eat the cookies.
Don't eat them. No, that's how I get
Those
you.
are
That's how I
Santa's.
get you.
How I get you.
I saw yeah, sorry.
No, but you talk about how they explain things. This thing is not just infinite; it's magical, because he pulls out a live dog.
Yeah, and some poor kid doesn't get its dog.
Some kid's not getting his
There's
dog.
an
That one's for
extra.
Charlie.
They brought
That's
a
for
golden
Charlie.
retriever and a lab, and
Yeah.
the kid was like, "That one."
Charlie's petting the dog, and then he's like, "I'm done with this," and just drops it out of the sleigh.
And a kid is
Santa's
walking.
like, no.
A kid's walking like, "I wish I had a dog."
Catches it. Just catches it. It's awesome.
I'm trying to not picture the dog falling from 35,000
Hey,
feet.
it gets
Yeah, but
caught.
the kid caught it. Magic.
Okay, he caught it.
Yeah,
It's
it's magic.
He
The
got
story
it.
continued.
Said this
The
one's
dog,
keep up.
yours.
The dog
Goodbye.
shrank and went down that really skinny chimney,
There's-
and then bleep.
By the way, there is a series of
There was
movies.
a lot of this
There's-
and a lot of bleeps.
Have you ever thought of like when you just reminded me of something when they freaking sorry. If they ever over censor things, when they like over censor like Disney songs and stuff like that, I'm trying to see if I remember where that is. But oh no, I don't have any. Or no, I do. Okay, so they're like, have yourself a little Christmas.
Yes, exactly.
They're like, I'll be home for. You can count on.
Have you seen that? It's like a thing going around Instagram. Trace, I think, sent it to me.
Camila Cabello thing?
Where it's like, no, it's Santa Claus is coming, and then it cuts, and it's Beyonce's like, all over your face. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, the thing going around Instagram is when you turn off Christmas music at the wrong time.
Yeah.
And they turn, like, it's like one station, they flip to the other one. It's Beyonce's Halo, where she's like, all over your face.
Yeah. Okay. Side quest. So when it was the early 2000s and Lady Gaga was coming into, herself and other people. Anyways, so Lady Gaga, so you know that song Poker Face?
Yeah.
For the longest time, I was like, she is not saying Poker Face at the end of that lyric. She is saying her face. All right. She is saying that. I am convinced of it. Everyone thought I was crazy.
And
People
she
thought I was
confirmed
like,
it.
She confirmed it on the radio. She's like, everyone else like thought, oh, it's just Poker Face, Poker Face. Only one other radio station, and Matt Me and Matt Me,
baby.
picked it up and was convinced
Me,
of it
baby.
for like
Genius.
Think about it. When did that song come out? It was like 2005.
Something like that.
It's been almost
It's been
20
forever.
years. Yeah.
And we just been
You've been
poker
just
facing it all over the
oh,
place.
that Matt guy is crazy. He's not saying poker or anything.
I don't think you ever told me that.
I will. Well,
But I probably would have said that.
Yeah, probably.
This was a lot bigger in his own head.
Let's just assume this was a bigger problem than me.
It's like,
Anyways,
you guys all hated me.
yeah. Nobody liked
Dude,
me.
you didn't even live here.
Nobody came to my birthday.
I think you spit on me that one time over it. Nope. No, I didn't.
No, I did not. That was not me.
That was not me.
I'll accept it though. Anyway, so okay, I think we are so there's so much in this movie that's so great, and I think like, was there anything else of this movie that was wrong that you thought was like, hold on, because I think it's hilarious you picked out Jewish elf who was running.
Well,
the
I think
show.
that Judge Reinhold's character Neil is like a real piece of garbage. He's still
You're a wet noodle.
Well,
Character choice, though. That's not.
for me, the wet noodle is the ELFS, the main ELFS elf.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Those lines that he delivers
Tinsel.
are trash.
Not, what does he say about tinsel?
Not
Because they use it
Not
just for decorating. Yeah.
He comes across. I forget who was. There's like a guy who animates his YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And he was doing the Santa Claus, and I watched the video, and he made a great point. He's like a bully from school when you're like a little kid. He's got like this weird smirk on his face all the time, and this like snide attitude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
No.
he's,
Yeah,
like,
he definitely
super
had
funny.
like, this is a really cool line. I'm
Alex Myers.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
We're elves.
He's like it's like the white.
Yeah, he's like a white stick figure.
Yeah, that's
his
the
name's
guy.
Alex Myers. His
In
channel's
his YouTube
hilarious.
videos.
Oh, okay.
He
Alex
animates
Myers.
his YouTube
Shout out
videos,
to
yeah.
Alex. Yeah.
It was his take
channel's
on like,
hilarious.
he's like a bully. I'm like, that's exactly what he comes across as. He's like a real jerk. And it's like for no reason. We can't get out of here. The cops they're watching this place.
Yeah, for those of you that are lost, he gets
that we
arrested
fly.
for violating a
we have
restraining
done
order.
A lot of weird things. in
Yeah,
this
sorry. Yeah,
episode.
we can give some context and background to the scene. So,
Well, you can just go through the plot real quick. So he
Okay.
becomes Santa.
Santa.
Nobody believes him, but the kid, because the kid was there for all of it.
Right.
And so the mom thinks that like he's going crazy and like brainwashing her son.
Which I could see.
He's
how
literally
that-
turning himself phically into Santa to
gaining,
get
like,
his son to love him.
Yeah.
200 pounds in a year, like easily.
That's
yeah.
scene
And so-
where he goes to the doctor, and the doctor's like, "You just put on
A little weight.
a little weight.
Yeah, I have a problem.
45 pounds in a week."
I have a problem with that scene because he gets on the scale and he's upset that the scale says 193. If you look like that, you only weigh 193
93?
pounds.
Now 293.
What do you weigh normally?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
7? It's crazy.
He taps out at a hard 104. Tim Allen. Yeah.
With the
he's
beard
actually
growth and
this
everything.
big.
Those scenes are so cool how they did that where he shaves.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
like dries his face and he looks up and he's like, it's like, like super fast.
I'm in trouble.
I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the scene where he goes into the meeting.
With the tracksuit on because it's the only thing that'll fit him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like,
And he's
he's like chemical fire at the dry cleaner. All my clothes. Up in smoke.
Well, and then they come over to take his order for the meeting, and he's like, chocolate chip cookies, and like going through
Milk,
like,
hot fudge sundae, extra fudge.
Yeah.
and they look at him
On
like,
the side.
that doctor's very unconcerned
Yeah.
too. He's
I
like,
was- yeah.
just cut off the sweets, man.
Yeah, dude.
Like, dude, he gained 45 pounds in a week. Start checking everything.
Yeah.
I think a lot of what it
Take it
is
out.
that doctor's like, I don't know what the hell's going on here.
Yeah.
Refer
I
him
think
to the
he's like-
hospital, bro.
Yeah,
You need a
dude.
biopsy.
You be someone else's problem for a couple days. How about that?
He's probably thinking, stop being a fat ass.
I need a biopsy. I'm running your blood. No, he did like a stress test on him, but this dude's no problems.
You're healthy as a
Fine.
horse.
Okay, great. You're just gaining everything you put in your body.
Yeah.
That same Alex, whatever guy, he was like, I just went in deep. He's got like 14 different kinds of cancer.
When he gets the ears, that's when he gets the ears.
Yeah, exactly. That's when you grow your health ears.
But then he
Okay.
goes.
So he loses
yeah.
a custody battle for his son over
Yeah.
this,
Because he looks like Santa.
and they get a restraining order.
Yeah.
And so the son basically makes him violate the restraining order because he keeps trying to get to his dad. Because the Jewish elf, Bernard, gives him a snow globe that he just like carried around in his pocket apparently.
Everywhere.
And like every time he shakes it.
And they call it a glass ball through the whole movie. Nobody ever calls it a
Oh, really?
snow globe.
Maybe there was like a copyright issue or something.
We can't say glass ball.
It's like
Can't
we
say
gave
snow
him
globe.
we gave him a
That's not it.
That's the wrong one.
You're going.
I was like, I'm not going to stop you, but go ahead. So they gave him a glass ball. We can say a semi in another Disney
That's
film,
right.
but we can't say.
I'm telling you, I think
Snow globe.
I think that's like a Band-Aid thing.
Like, oh, you can't say Band-Aid. Yeah.
Like Band-Aid's a brand, so you have to
Right.
say like bandage.
Bandages.
And like
Yes.
when you get a tissue, you grab a Kleenex. Kleenex is a
Yeah, that's a brand. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Q-tip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I don't think that's
What do you-
what it
what do you-
is, but
But what do you
No.
call it? Q-tip when it's not a Q-tip?
Cotton,
cotton
swab.
swab
Cotton swab. Oh.
or a cotton-tipped applicator.
I'm
Don't
going
like
cotton swab.
But anyway, he gets arrested
Right.
because the
Yeah,
kid
they set a
violates the
trap
restraining
at
order.
their house.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they come and they arrest him, and he's in this interrogation room, like in an NCIS episode, where they have the light on him, and they're like, "Name, Chris Kringle."
Well, the cop says, look,
I'm gonna say name.
Here, okay, you play the cop.
I know you're Scott
You
Campbell. You know you're Scott
Scott
Campbell.
Calvin.
Scott Calvin. I say name. You say Scott Calvin. Name.
Santa Claus,
Name.
Chris Kringle,
Name.
Père Noël, Father Christmas, Papa Gijo.
And
He
that
starts
line,
laughing.
the Popo Gijo line, stuck with our family.
Yeah.
Our entire lives. And every once in a while, someone will still do like, Popo Gijo.
Like somebody will be like, "Who are you going to the movies with?" And they'll like turn around, just, Papa Gijo.
Oh man, no! A couple times when I saw this, when he went full beard, I was like, "Hey, it's Greg."
Yes, our father looks like Santa Claus.
But don't
He
worry,
does,
there's no
yeah.
restraining order.
Nice.
So he gets
hope
put
he
in
listens.
jail because he won't like give them his name.
Yeah,
And they basically
Well,
have
not only that, but he kidnapped his son.
sort
That's
of.
kind
I
of
mean,
a no. Yeah,
No, he was
restraining
yeah,
orders.
yeah, he kidnapped his son.
He did
but
absolutely.
and then you have basically the elf CIA.
the elf special forces come flying out there. Yeah,
The effective, liberating flying services.
Sure.
Yes, ELFS.
I was
Yes.
like,
I know
wow,
they had
could
dumb-
you have stretched that Laffy Taffy any further to get that elf's name?
I know that. I know they had dumb hats.
yeah.
Well, I wonder if like they were like, okay, we can either spell this ELFS or we can spell it the way it's actually spelled, ELFV. Like, sorry, ELV.
You want to try that again?
Elves, sorry, elves, or we can go elves. And how do we be clever? And like, it's like,
Hey,
hold
there
on.
was two of them.
There was a lot of them. Yeah, those were the other ones. Those were the ones that literally
saw
killed people. Those, yeah, those are the 5 of those 2 that were 3 that I
Oh,
like.
that's funny.
No,
But yeah, so they have to break him out of jail, and they basically turn it into like a Home Alone sketch. In the middle of
was,
this movie,
yeah.
Where they go and they grab the cop that's on the computer chair.
Yeah.
And they have like these automatic wrapping paper dispensers.
Yeah.
And it's like, ding, 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 ding. They usually like play the song. Yeah, and they just start spinning him and wrapping him up. And it's basically like if you had basically if you were a kid and you converted your toys into wrapping things.
Yeah.
And then they draw on his cell in tinsel, and it like
Cuts the bars.
evaporates the bars.
Yeah, no, they cut the hinges off. They like literally
Yeah.
string it around the hinges and pull down and it start cutting things. Do you know I ran over to our tree and I grabbed that stuff and I started like saying, "What'll this go through?" And like when I was a kid,
The answer was
nothing.
a gummy bear.
Not a damn thing. It just pulls apart.
Not a
This thing fell apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, one of the best characters in the movie is
Bernard?
no, the shoot, I can't remember. I think
Q.
it's Comet.
Comet.
Oh, the
okay.
reindeer?
The
Yeah.
animatronic reindeer?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
And
pretty great.
those animatronics were pretty serious
Dude,
that they did on those. Yeah, those
Yeah.
were
I gotta
serious.
say,
A
it's
lot
Disney.
of
They do really
movement in
well
the
with it.
faces.
Yeah.
A lot of movement in the ears and stuff. Like,
Disney
but-
does well with him.
Yeah.
The weird part of it is the eyes freak me out because
Yeah.
they're so human-like. Like, and there's another movie we watched where the eyes also bothered me that we're going to talk about next week. Yeah, and it's upsetting a little bit. But I will say the animatronic and the graphics, like the CGI they use, it holds up. It's still like
Oh, yeah.
that's okay. My kids believed it, and they've seen every kind of CGI thing, like. You know that you can produce, like from being ultra realistic to like kind of campy, kind of
Yeah.
like in that mid level. But these are good.
They saw Hoggle.
They work. Yeah, they still hawking.
Oh, I was like, what?
They saw Hoggle.
I know. I
So
thought, you were,
Hoggle.
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about this movie. I was like, he's not. He's not in this movie.
He's one of the elves just running in the background.
Terrifying.
You don't notice.
That's the one that got cancer. That's Hoggle. He's got every kind of cancer. What did he want for Christmas? Not cancer. Sorry.
And then they bust him out so he can basically deliver presents to kids.
Yeah.
And so that's why you have tinsel that melts bars.
Yeah, that's the game. Yeah,
Strange deal.
because I'm sure they just thought like you said when the beginning, like the original script was like, oh, he brought a shotgun out and he shot Santa, which would have been I don't know.
That's why he's arrested.
I kind of want to see that version of it, but if they like, I bet in the original script they're like, oh yeah, and then they brought blowtorches and like heavy machinery,
Yeah.
like one of those big like
They brought C4 and just blew the wall open.
like kind of things, and they started cutting
They
the
brought
bars.
9 of those animatronic reindeer, just crank on the bar.
Yeah, cranking them down. Man, but so what's funny as an adult watching this movie is all the details of how it comes together.
Yeah.
Like in the timing of it, because like the movie starts and it's Christmas, and then we go through in a whole year with him slowly getting bigger, slowly like transforming more into Santa Claus.
And then there's like a rapid transformation at like Thanksgiving time.
Yeah.
He gets the letter from Bernard,
He gets all the letters.
which
yeah.
that FedEx
It's
guy
the list.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which the
where,
FedEx
like,
guy didn't chuck it at his door. He actually like made him
He
sign for
actually
it.
made him come
It was
inside.
probably sign on delivery.
Yeah.
Yeah, normally it's like, yeah, nobody was here to sign.
Yeah, if he sent it priority. Like, I wonder how much that cost Santa.
well,
Some big bucks.
he gave that guy magic tinsel. Is there even? One thing I caught watching the movie this time is there's a guy in the cell next to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like they're
Can we
running
get
away.
some
He's
of
like, "Can I get some of that tinsel?"
Yeah.
No, because you're an actual criminal.
What'd you do to get in here? Oh, nothing. This is wrong place, wrong time. He raped 4 people.
Don't ask those
Don't let
children.
him in. Don't let him in. Don't let him out of
You
that
don't get
cage.
any tinsel.
You're not getting any.
Wait, no. He's like, "Can I get some of that tinsel?" And he pulls out the list. No.
No. Oh, that would have been better. Feels like a little clip note thing.
Just gives him coal.
No.
Name?
Yeah. Name?
What is your fucking name? Why did you call me after the Mexico game?
No, that's good. What?
It's a Robin Williams stand up. He's talking about the refs, and he's like, the refs in soccer. They're like,
Yeah.
yellow card, red card,
No, 2 yellow cards. Red card.
two red cards, green card. But he's like, then they take out their little book, and they're like, what is your name?
What's your freaking name?
What is your fucking
What
name?
is your name?
Turn around. Why didn't you call me after the Mexico game?
Oh, R.I.P. Robin Williams. That's a great sidetrack though. Too, another great actual Christmas movie is Hook. It takes place at Christmas. That's the whole
but
reason they go.
We got to start debating on what makes a Christmas movie a Christmas movie.
I think it's when
It's like Addams Family.
okay.
You call it a Christmas movie just because there's Christmas killers in the beginning?
No, I'm calling it a Christmas movie because the purpose for why they're in London is because it's Christmas.
And it's snowing.
And it's
Best part of the whole movie.
Toodles, yeah.
It's my favorite
He's
part
the
of the
best
whole
character
movie.
of that entire movie.
How many times you rewound that on
like,
the VCR?
Toodles,
Yeah.
it's snowing. Bam! Slams the door in his face. But yeah, the little things all throughout the movie that they do. One of my favorite ones is with the little girl that he goes in the house and she wakes up and he tells her to go back to sleep when he's like all skinny and normal and angry the first
Skim
time.
milk?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she's like, you're skinny. And he's like, I'm on a diet.
Yeah.
You didn't eat the cookies and milk. I'm lactose intolerant. She's like, oh, just go to sleep.
Yeah.
Then he leaves. Next week he comes back. The milk is sour. It's skim milk. Why skim milk?
Soy.
You said you're lactose intolerant. Yeah, soy milk.
Soy milk,
excuse
yeah.
me.
I did say that, didn't
I did. Good girl.
Yeah.
Go back to sleep.
Yeah, doesn't she also?
Merry
She's like,
Christmas.
"Where's your beard?" And
Yeah.
he's like, "I shaved. Go to sleep."
He's really angry at this
Oh,
little girl.
yeah. I mean, it's like 4 a.m.
And he's
done.
terrified.
And he got
He's-
forced
yeah.
down a chimney in his underwear.
Oh yeah, and then suck down one. Like the way, like that's one of the funniest ones. Was like his body like forms into like this tiny little like exhaust hole. Yeah,
And that's
the-
her house too.
Yeah, you get the
Oh,
like,
that is. That's her whole
you
house.
get the like
isn't it?
Wilhelm
Yeah.
scream.
That's good. Man,
But
dude.
no, another thing is like it talks about how the like why the parents don't believe in Santa Claus.
Okay.
And it's because like they didn't get everything they wanted.
No,
It's like,
it's just the one gift for each of them.
yeah, I know, but like,
That's
dude,
it.
really?
That's what does it.
Yeah.
that's what kills
One-
it.
For the
Killed it.
mom was mystery date game, and
Yeah.
then freaking Neil's was
Dude,
weenie whistle.
3 years old. 3. I don't remember 3.
I do
Yeah.
remember I was a counselor at a baseball camp one time.
At 3?
No,
That's impressive. My God.
You are really good.
just crushing it. Showing how Tommy's got nothing on me. I was a counselor at a baseball camp in like late middle school, early high school, and we were like the head of the camp. It was they would do one in the summer and one in the winter.
Okay.
And the one in the winter, there was this Jewish kid named Harris. And he told a bunch of the kids that Santa Claus wasn't real. And I thought my head coach was going to beat the shit out of this kid.
Stop doing that.
Like, that's not your place to do that. He's like, I'm Jewish. Who cares? And I go, I care.
Wow.
He was like, I care. like,
dude.
you-
That's
even,
messed up.
Even like my teammates at the time who were Jewish were like, yeah, it's messed up, dude. You know,
Don't do that, bro.
I'm
Don't ruin
with,
it.
I'm with Tim Allen at the beginning of the movie when he's pissed at his wife.
Yeah.
Like, so you guys just kind of unilaterally decided that we're going to ruin our kids' Christmas?
Yeah.
Like we're going to
Sorry,
ruin Santa
you
for
and
them?
your new husband.
Yeah,
like,
your weirdo Neil.
The funny part is like she's with that guy Neil, right?
Yeah.
Like, they've obviously
Yes,
been
I know where
dating
you're
a
going with
long
this.
time, and like the son, when they get back from the North Pole, he's like, "Oh yeah, Judy made it for him," and
Gave
she's
you
like,
the pajamas.
"Yeah, who's Judy? Like, who?
Yeah.
What do you care, bro?
You signed the papers. Like we're done. This is it.
You served me those papers."
That's right. You wanted this.
Ooh, who's Judy? Yeah.
Why don't you go help Neil find some more sweaters?
Yeah.
Oh, those
hey,
sweaters,
relax.
dude, yeah.
She's 10,000 years old. Okay.
Really?
And she looks a lot better than you.
Sorry, she's seeing someone rapping.
It's cool.
That's right. I didn't
It's
like that.
cool how
I
they
didn't like
do
that. I don't
how they
know.
do like the little things like that where
well, he didn't. He just
She-
said you look good for your age.
yeah he didn't hit on her.
No. I
She
didn't like
says, like-
Judy. The whole like, oh, the elves are dating and they all look like kids, and I just wasn't okay with that part.
I thought you were an advocate for little people.
Not those aren't little people. That's a person who happens to be little. And right now,
I'm confused by that
Those are
statement.
young. Those are young people.
Those are
not-
young people who are little at the time. I'm not okay with the whole. Oh yeah, we're dating in the North Pole
Well, so what I was talking about, where
as eternal children. Sorry.
he says Judy gave you the pajamas, and he's like, Judy, the waitress at the restaurant
Denny's,
last night
yeah.
was
Yeah.
named Judy.
Yeah,
It's like
he's
those
trying to,
little
like-
things that they did.
Well, because
throughout
he's
the
trying to
movie.
rationalize it. Like
Yeah,
this
he's
was
like,
a
it's a bad
dream.
dream.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. Well, I think you both brought up a couple of points about this Judge Reinhold's character as Neil, the psychologist. Psychiatrist.
Yeah.
He's a psychiatrist, right? So
I don't know if you guys keep saying Judge Reinhold, and I know it's his name, but I'm like, he's a judge.
Yeah. Every time I hear it,
He's an
too.
actor. He's
Yeah,
not-
It took
It's
me
hard.
a long time to get past
you can thank Mr. and Mrs. Reinhold for that confusion. But
well, that's what they wanted him to
that's,
be.
Yeah, that's doctor and arborist. Reinhold.
It's abacus.
it's dentist Reinhold. No, so his whole thing, he's like,
She's
yeah,
a school teacher.
we're watching it and he's like completely overstepping his bounds, even as a stepdad. Like
Yeah.
to be like, oh no, like you don't believe in that anymore
Right.
now. And like them
And
telling
then the way
him
he
like,
talks to Scott,
yes,
like
all
he's a
about-
child all the time, and it's like, dude,
Yeah.
he's actually in he's in his son's life actively for the first time in who knows how long.
Yeah.
He's finally like being a dad, and he wants to be present. And you're like, Scott, I don't think that we should be telling him that there is a Santa. Like, hey, Judge, come over here.
His name's Neil.
Hey, Neil. Yeah.
Hey, Neil. Why don't you wear less tweed?
String you up by the sweater, dude. Like,
No, you can't because it'll just all.
I like how at the end when Bernard comes in and apparently Neil is in the kitchen stuffing pita bread with nothing but lettuce.
Yeah.
because it's like pea shoots or something.
He's like,
You got that from the Alex Myers video.
did I?
Yeah.
I mean, I noticed it in the movie too.
Because he goes, yeah, this guy's got like a lifetime supply of bad sweaters and stuffs pita bread with nothing but lettuce. This guy's real cool.
But when Bernard comes in, he's like, "Hey, nice sweater. Did we make this?"
Yeah,
and,
I love that.
And Neil's like, "What is going on?"
And he's
here?"
eating his sandwich.
Yeah. It's like he's pulling
He's
us
eating
into
the
our
lettuce.
delusions, and
Yeah.
then like he just disappears. He goes, where'd he go? And he does that thing that Judge only he does like really well. It's that like little kid that kind of looks like what?
That
and he
face.
just runs away. Yeah, that hilarious face. Dude.
And then when the
hilarious.
it's $94.
I don't know why diction is my thing now, but that was funny.
Hey, it's me.
You're hitting on my spelling.
Not easy for you to say.
Yeah,
That's
probably.
like my thing. I love it. I don't know why it cracks me up so much when people say words wrong. I'm not making fun of you. I'm just enjoying it.
It's just what you like.
It's
It's
just, exactly. Exactly.
It's gonna take that into myself. Oh,
He's
keep
red
going.
band, Reeboks with the stripes.
Oh, man.
Around and gives that big booty a smile.
All right.
It was the no. That's what got me.
But I love when the mom when he comes back with I did it. I messed up a word. Easy for me to say. When he brings Charlie back, and the mom comes walking up, and she's like, "You really are him.
Yeah.
It is you."
I'm Evan Alpha. I'm him. It's just like the little wave
she's
song.
like
he
Santa
starts
Claus.
playing.
And then Neil, when he walks up, and he looks at him like,
Santa.
Santa?
Yeah, he does that great face.
Like that, his eyes, like
Yes.
he's gonna start bawling at any
Yes.
second, and
Yeah.
then at the
They drop what they wanted for
when he's
Christmas.
gonna fly away, and he's like, "Hey, bombs away, walk out below," and he opens the ball, and he's like, "Weenie whistle."
Well, she goes. She just like puts her hand on it.
She pats it. Yeah, she pats it.
I kept
Yeah,
thinking that stupid weenie whistle was something really cool.
No.
And it's just a little.
No,
He was
Oscar
three.
Mayer weenie whistle.
He was 3.
He was 3.
You
You're
needed
right.
something to choke
I
on.
was 3 years old.
It was the first thing he remembers. Was
That's probably why that other Santa didn't bring it. He's like, he's gonna kill
That
himself.
other Santa. Maybe that was the night he fell off the roof.
That might have been it. Yeah, maybe that's why he didn't
Or he
deliver.
got shot.
Yeah, there's a kid out there that's not gonna believe in Santa because they didn't get their dog.
Okay, because
Or their weenie whistle.
this whole system it revolves around the idea that there's another person there to kill the other Santa, or that there's another person there to put on the suit and not have to
It's like Krampus.
yeah, because like if he what if he goes down in the middle of the North Woods like in Georgia or Alabama or something like that?
Well, what
and
is he
just
doing out
dies?
there?
Well, people live out there. I mean,
Well,
they're around.
put on the pants. It's cold out here.
Put on the pants. Yeah, just put them on. If you want to crash land in a Walmart, I wonder. Well, that's when we get Larry the Cable Guy, Santa Claus.
Get her dad, Merry Christmas.
That was good.
Get her dad, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, that was good. But yeah, it's
Oh,
funny.
man.
That, a lot of the videos that I watched and different people's takes, they were kind of knocking some of the adult humor. The Alex guy, not so much. He loved the line when he says, I can't remember what leads into it, but it's something about flying around all night.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, that I'm used to. I lived through the 60s.
Lived through
Yeah.
the
But
60s.
it's what makes it where
Dad, you're flying. I'm
Yes.
used to it. I grew up in the 60s.
Well, when
Yeah.
he's like, dude,
Yeah.
but it's that's what makes it so adults and children and teenagers can still get back together and watch these
like
movies.
SpongeBob does that. Like,
Right?
There's a bunch of.
It's a fine line to walk, but when it's done well, it makes the movie great for everybody, and
But I
that's
mean-
why that's why it lasts.
Well, that's
Disney
why, like,
was
when
hitting
you-
home runs in the 90s, man. Like,
It's like when you
That's-
when
yeah.
you're like babysitting somebody and you're watching a movie and you hear a joke like that and you're like, huh?
You should. Okay, fine.
yeah, you're like,
You're
they
like
don't
looking
get it.
around
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
okay, good, they didn't laugh.
Oh no, it now is
Yeah,
actually.
she naked.
Yeah. Oh, good. They didn't ask questions. Okay, now they keep going. Just keep going.
Like in the Cat in the Hat movie when Michael Myers is like, ho. He's
Yeah.
like staring at the
It's an actual garden hoe. Yeah. When he's like, dirty hoe.
Your dad did
All
that.
right, you want to go on that side quest? Let's go on that side quest. All right. So back in the day, my dad's a pastor, and he was at a church camp. We were all there, and he's telling a story about how there was a snake in the lake behind our house, and it was having babies or something like that. And so he's trying to tell this story to a bunch of kids, and the
Like
way
high
they
school age
killed
kids.
it. Like high school age kids. He's trying to tell this story, and he gets to the part where he's like, so I grabbed a hoe, an actual like gardening shovel. He goes, I grabbed a flat-headed hoe, and he goes, not that kind of hoe. And then he tries to move on.
But nobody was thinking
No
that.
one moved on.
They were right there with him
No.
with
It
the
was
garden hoe.
like everybody was here,
Yeah.
and then he said that,
Yeah.
and the room we would have had to play the music.
Yeah. It would have been done. No, it was like, he was like, okay, not that, come on, bring it back. Come on, guys. I was like, what did you think was going to happen? He just said I grabbed a flat-headed hoe and I started stabbing a snake with it as hard as I could. And that's one of the greatest memories I got during that summer. So anyways, is there any other points, problematics, any other things you guys want to bring out of, we're at the hour mark here on the Santa Claus. I think we've spoken maybe 10 minutes in total.
About the actual Santa Claus.
It's not that long of a movie.
No, it's a great movie.
It's
yeah.
really fast paced.
It's
Everything
paced
kind of
well.
happens
It doesn't
quick.
Yeah, it doesn't linger.
The only part that lingers is when they go through that custody battle stuff, but that sets up him
Yeah, then it's just sad. It doesn't
Yeah.
really linger.
I will say at the end of the movie, her Christmas present to him is throwing those custody papers in the fire.
That's not how.
That's not how court works.
That's not
If
how
you do that with a parking ticket, you're just going to get a more expensive parking ticket.
There's a people downtown that
They need to know. They need
to have
to
an
know
idea,
that.
Scott Calvin should have been like, I hope you didn't really burn those papers. We're going to need those. And maybe your attorney has
Those are
copies.
Are those the originals? Those are the originals. Because I had to sign those.
I had to put my down. Those were notarized. Somebody's got a copy.
I loved in the beginning when he's driving home, and for some reason he has like the world's most souped up Volvo. I mean, Ford Taurus.
Oh
Nice.
yeah,
And it's like, that is a piece of crap car.
Yeah, that's not.
I mean, he's supposed to be the successful,
He's
like,
a toy CEO,
but he's like
or
a
something
marketing
like that.
executive. Like
Yeah.
he's supposed to be successful. Yeah,
Yeah.
And it's just like, dude, that car is.
And
Trash.
he's driving it like a Bentley. Like,
Yeah.
he's revving the engine and shit. Like
he is
He's got like the little leather gloves.
balling on a budget.
I love the one. The one of the line that I thought that just it floored me was he's out in the yard. It's Christmas morning. He's trying to explain the whole explain away everything that happened, right? And then he's like, and I don't. These aren't my pajamas. I usually sleep naked. And then his neighbors walk by, and he's like something like, "Good morning, Mary," and Mary Catherine or something like that.
Good morning, Susan and Mary Catherine. She's like,
Yeah.
come on, Mary Catherine, this way.
Just faster.
Yeah. And he's like, boxer shorts, boxer briefs. But sorry. But
That
when
cracked me
when
up.
he's doing the phone call to his wife, I love that part.
Oh,
When he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I got stuck working late, and now there's all this traffic." And it cuts
yeah.
out, and it's just his car driving down the road, and he's like, "Oh, that wasn't very ladylike." Yelling at you. He's like, "Oh, here's the problem: 3-car pileup." As he's taking the exit to
Yeah.
go, it's such classic Tim Allen.
Yeah, it's like
Any
they
other
just,
favorite
They just
moments?
put Tim Allen in a car and told him to go.
Yeah, they're like improvise.
They just hit the button on the back of Buzz Lightyear and he just started talking.
Exactly.
Uncharted space.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's just jokes you couldn't get away with now. Like when he's like the very beginning of the movie, he's giving like that little speech at their Christmas party, and he's like, Dave's wife's out of town. It's probably why his secretary's sitting on his lap,
Yeah.
and everybody
Oh,
like
yeah.
gives a big laugh.
We're all
Today,
about
people would have
family.
been like,
Get off the lap, dude.
We're all about family, but our families aren't here tonight. That's probably why his secretary is sitting on his lap.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Originally they wanted Bill Murray
With a gun. Sorry.
to be Tim Allen.
Scott Calvin?
It'd be Scott Calvin?
And all I can think is like, it wouldn't be the same movie. Like
I
I
don't
don't know if
Bill
it
Murray's
would have
pretty good,
sold.
though.
Yeah, but even he said like this. It doesn't. It's not my kind of comedy.
Wouldn't fit him.
Yeah.
Because I think it'd be too sharp. Because
Yeah, he's kind of cutting.
His insults they cut pretty sharp, pretty deep.
Yeah, he doesn't have that kind of those rounded edges.
Is that true?
We're just making things up now, talking about
This
shapes.
man has no dick.
What?
Yes.
From Ghostbusters.
Oh my god!
He's like, is it true? Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
They got arrested and they're in the mayor's office and the DA's there and he's like, "Dickless here, shut off their system." And now all the ghosts are everywhere and they go, and the mayor's like, "Is this true?" And Bill Murray goes, "It is true. This man has no dick."
So good.
It's one of my favorite movie lines ever. It's
So
that
really
line.
good. Oh God! Well, I got nothing else to say about this movie.
Yeah.
I think it's an excellent.
It's a lot of fun. It's a really good
So
watch.
good, yeah.
And I mean, for the ELFS guy to be the only real wet noodle, of
The only
whole
real
movie,
problem in this
and
movie.
it's not even like really noticeable unless you pay attention.
The little kid's
It's
whiny, but I think that's by design.
Yeah, but he's cute. He's
and
cute
he
when
does
whines.
deliver. Like a lot of his lines are whiny, and then sometimes it's like, man, that was a good job. Like, so I couldn't really give him that.
He says dad. He almost says dad like a high pitched version of
what?
Bobby Hill.
You know what issue I did have
Dad.
that you just brought to my attention? The arose such a clatter thing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Where he's saying arose such a clatter, but you're supposed to hear ladder. I'm confused. It's like
Arose such a ladder.
you said arose such a ladder company.
I think it's supposed to be like a play on words.
I don't know,
think?
but it's rough. It's rough. And I love that joke when he's like, the ladder. And then Tim Allen turns and smacks his head into it, and it says like, the arose such a clatter company.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a play on words. To be
And
like,
apparently
we're cute.
they
Like,
wanted to name the movie Arose Such a
No,
Clatter.
that wouldn't have worked. Nobody would have saw
It would have
that.
destroyed it.
Nobody would have saw
It was
that.
so
No.
clever. It's so clever the way they
The
put it. It's
Santa
not
Claus
the
with the E.
clause with the E
Yeah.
because it's a clause.
Contract clause.
When he pulls out the like giant, like the little magnifying glass.
And he's like,
Yeah.
and he has to like read around the edges.
He does that
funny.
magnified. Yeah, it's
It's
great.
crazy that Bernard becomes a forensic scientist that uses math to solve
Right, and
crimes.
then goes back to being Bernard later.
You're gonna have to remind me what Bernard is in now that he's doing
Numbers.
that. Oh, he's in
show,
numbers.
yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
he's
That's
like the main guy in numbers.
He's in a
that's
lot.
like NCIS.
He was in Harold and
for me.
Kumar
Oh, he was.
when he's like,
Gerald?
Yes.
hey, you want to suck on this?
Nice
and he's
to
like,
meet you, Kumar.
yes. That's him, dude.
Nice to meet you, Kumi.
Gerald.
that guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's one of the two guys, and then they're like, we're going to go get hot dogs or whatever.
Okay. I
like,
did see
no,
him
White
something.
Castle.
I remember as like a teenager singing in something and really raunchy and being like, "That's
He's in
Bernard."
Sausage
Like,
Party.
that's not-
That Seth Rogen movie. That
Oh,
animated.
Is that
Yeah,
any
yeah.
good? I never saw that.
No, it's not.
Never saw it.
It's a Seth Rogen movie.
It's like Kroll.
Just
Have you seen
Just
Kroll?
let it be.
You don't need to see
you
Kroll.
don't need to see Kroll.
No. Just let it be. Just let it be that movie. It exists. We're done. So you good? I
Yeah,
feel
I'm good.
You good? I feel good.
That was awesome.
Well,
That was a good
man,
one.
this has been a great episode, and we got
Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank Vagooch for.
Vagooch.
I think
Yeah,
I think he
dude.
might show up in our season finale next week, maybe, but we'll have to see about that one. But again, you can check us out on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. I don't know why I'm talking like him now. I'm doing this, but
$94.
$94. We do have an Etsy.
Check out our shop.
Yes, check out the shop. Thank you.
Yeah.
We have on nostalgialandpodcast.com, and we do have an Etsy shop, Nostalgialand shop on Etsy, because some people were like, I don't know if I trust the
the
it's
random.
it's a Shopify account, but I saw some customers that are like, well, I would love it if it was on Etsy. I trust Etsy, and I was like, okay, fine, we'll go to
Yep.
Etsy. So
We'll get it on Etsy.
we're on
Got
Etsy.
both.
Yeah.
Got two of them
We got
things.
two. Yeah, we can get it everywhere. But you can also shop on our Instagram account. So thank you again for joining. As always, I'm Matt.
I'm Trey.
And I'm Tyler. Cowabunga.